The forest was silent, too silent. The searchlights flickered across the dense trees as Navy SEAL Commander Ethan Walker pushed branches aside with trembling hands. His voice cracked every time he shouted the same name into the cold night air. Aiden! Aiden, buddy, where are you? His 10-year-old son had been missing for 7 hours, and despite dozens of elite rescue personnel, thermal drones, and tracking dogs, there was nothing. Not a footprint. Not a trail. Just cold, crushing fear. Ethan, a man who had survived war zones, fallen helicopters, and deep-sea missions, felt something he had never felt before. Helplessness. That's when a tiny voice behind him whispered, Mister, I think my dog can find your son." Ethan turned sharply. Standing there was a little girl no older than 8. Barefoot, mud on her cheeks, holding a skinny, scruffy dog with mismatched eyes. Her voice shook, but her words changed everything. Chapter 1. The girl, the girl's name was Lily Carter. Most people in town knew she lived with her grandmother in a small cabin near the forest. Her father had passed away. Her mother had left. Lily wasn't the child anyone paid much attention to. Quiet, gentle, always walking around with her strange rescue dog, Scout. Scout wasn't a trained search dog. He wasn't even a pure breed. Just a mix of courage and ribs. So, when she stepped forward that night, offering help to Navy SEALs, firefighters, and federal officers, they didn't take her seriously. Not until Scout growled. Low, sharp, and focused, pulling his leash toward the dark woods where everyone else had already searched. Ethan looked down at Lily's trembling hands. "Why do you think your dog can find him?" he asked gently. Lily swallowed hard. "Because he found me when nobody else could." Those words, those simple, unexpected words, made Ethan's heart freeze. Chapter 2. The story behind the day. The officers paused as Lily continued, voice barely above a whisper. "My dad and I used to come here. After he died, I ran away one night because I missed him so much. I thought if I went into the forest, I'd feel him again." Tears shimmered in her eyes. It got dark. "I got lost. Everyone stopped looking after an hour. But not Scout. He followed my smell for miles. He curled up beside me all night and barked until someone found us." She gently scratched Scout's neck. "He doesn't look for people. He looks for hearts. And your son, he's scared. Scout can feel that." Ethan knelt to the girl's level, eyes burning with desperation and hope battling inside him. "Lily, if there's even a chance, just one, we'll take it." The commanding officer hesitated, but Ethan looked him dead in the eyes. "That's my son in there. We try everything." And so, in the middle of hundreds of trained specialists and million-dollar equipment, a small girl and her scruffy rescue dog took the lead. Chapter 3. A trail only Scout could assist. Scout sniffed the ground, ears twitching, tail stiffening. He tugged hard toward a narrow path leading downhill, an area the drones had already scanned. Thermals showed nothing there. An officer muttered. Ethan shook his head. "Thermals don't know my son. Let him lead." The group followed as Scout moved with intense purpose, nose glued to the earth. Lily kept whispering to him, "Good boy, find the boy with the scared heart." Ethan felt a lump form in his throat. After 20 minutes of weaving through thick brush, Scout suddenly stopped. Every muscle in his body tensed. Then, he barked. Loud. Urgent. "Something's here." Ethan shouted. Officers rushed forward with flashlights. At first they saw nothing. Only rocks, leaves, branches. Then one rescuer spotted it. A single blue shoelace, caught on a thorn. To Aiden's shoelace. Ethan collapsed to his knees, clutching it like it was oxygen. "He was here," he whispered. "He's close." The search team kicked into action, but the real searcher, the one with the sharpest senses, was Scout. Chapter 4. The steep fall. Scout led them deeper until the trees opened into a narrow ridge, and Ethan's heart dropped. Below it was a steep, rocky slope. One a child could easily slip down. "God," Ethan whispered, peering into the darkness. "Aiden," Lily stepped beside him softly. He didn't fall far. Scout would bark differently. But the dog wasn't barking. He was whining now, pacing the ridge, nose high, smelling the wind. "He's smelling something," Lily breathed. And then Scout took off again. This time faster, almost frantic. Ethan ran after him. "Buddy, please be okay, please." Chapter 5. The FAA reached a small clearing near an old abandoned hunting cabin. And there, Curled up against a fallen tree was a small figure. Scout sprinted, barking so loudly the whole forest echoed. Aiden! Ethan screamed. The boy didn't move. Ethan reached him, fell to his knees, and gathered his son in his arms. Aiden was pale, cold, clothes torn, tears dried on his cheeks, but he was alive. Dad, he whispered weakly. I couldn't find the way back. You're safe now. Ethan cried, kissing his forehead. I'm here. I'm right here. Aiden lifted his tired eyes toward Scout. That dog, he kept barking, so I followed the sound. Ethan looked at Lily in disbelief. You saved him, Ethan said. You and Scout, you saved my son. Lily wiped her tears with her sleeve. Scout found his heart. Chapter 6. The real challenges they all the adrenaline faded. Ethan held his son tightly and realized something deeper. Everyone here had been fighting their own battle. Lily, a little girl dealing with loss, loneliness, and a world that never noticed her. Scout, a stray who had been abandoned but still chose to save others. Aiden, a child who panicked, lost hope, and needed connection to survive. Ethan, a warrior trained for everything except losing the person he loved most. Each of them had something missing. Yet in that forest, for one night, they completed one another. Chapter 7. A promise made under dawn light as rescue medics tended to Aiden. Ethan approached Lily slowly. Lily, I owe you more than I can ever repay. She shook her head. You don't owe me anything. I just didn't want you to feel the way I felt the night I got lost. Her words broke him. Lily, if you ever need anything, you come to me. You're family now. Understand? She nodded shyly. And Scout. Ethan smirked, kneeling to pet the scruffy hero. You're the bravest soldier I've ever seen. Scout wagged his tail proudly. Epilogue. The message that shocked every Yoni. A week later, the town gathered to honor Lily and Scout. News cameras, officers, families, everyone came. Ethan lifted Lily onto the stage and said, Heroes don't always wear uniforms. Sometimes they're small. Sometimes they're scared. But heroes are the ones who stand up when hearts are hurting. The crowd gave Lily the loudest applause she had ever heard in her life. Scout barked in excitement, tail wagging wildly. And from that day on, Lily was no longer the forgotten girl in the background. She was the girl who saved a Navy SEAL's son when no one else could. A powerful final message for you. But sometimes help comes from the least expected place. Sometimes the greatest heroes are the ones life tried to break. But if you believe in kindness, courage, and connection, miracles can still happen. White medium star. Call TO action for your channel. Be kind always. Backhand index pointing right. If this story touched your heart, tell me in the comments. What would you have done if you were Lily? Backhand index pointing down. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Be Kind Always for more life-changing stories. Yellow heart. Your support inspires more stories that remind the world of courage, hope, and kindness.